Hello and good morning. Welcome to Leave a Love the channel. And this channel is a spiritual channel. I do return to Sundays. I do return to Sundays every day is to return the energy back to wherever it is coming from. But in this video, I'm going to talk about criminal activities, right? Whenever there is criminal activity, there is black magic in place. Black magic is in place so that you don't see it. Nobody can see it. I've been talking about the courthouse and I've been talking about the case. And then, and I get comments of being a whistleblower, or this or that. I have been filing complaints since 2008. It's been an internal thing. It's been within the system. Nothing is ever done. But, it's like when people comment, it just clicks something in me because when I was working and I was filing the complaints, I did have a friend in management, and they knew whenever I was filing the paperwork. They knew nothing was ever going to come from the paperwork. So they knew every time I filed my papers, they was like, oh, what happened? Oh, this. Oh, they wanted to know what happened because they knew nothing was going to happen because it's controlled. It's on lock. They all know each other. They're not going to do anything. It's the mob. Not the mob. I don't know if it's the mob. I'm not affiliated with none of that. I just wanted things to be done right, you know? And then it's like people that are hired there are relatives of the people in the mob. Oh, that's this one cousin. That's this one brother. Oh, he's related to this one. So it's the mob. That's why it's criminals in the courthouse. Nobody noticed. Nobody noticed because it's black magic in place. That's why nobody noticed. The mannerisms, the dirty suits. They got dirty suits. The eyes are bugging out from all the black magic they done did to people. And it's just like, never seen somebody eyes so bugged out like that. I'm like, that's from doing black magic. That's from doing that. Everything to me is spiritual. Your eyes bug out because you're doing black magic. But it scares you, you know, whatever. You can't prove it. People start looking a little fucked up and looking a little old, little, crazy. Black magic. But then you gotta act like you don't see. I gotta act like I don't see this shit. Like, and I see this shit. I gotta walk by it all the time. It's like I see it. And then who can you tell? I can't even tell nobody because everyone is a part of it. And then it's like for someone to say, oh, it's a whistleblower or thread lightly, like I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. And I know that the only way anything happens or anybody starts to look into something is when people die. A lot of people already died, but it's from spell work. So now I'm talking and I'm telling you about this shit, and then they all Spanish, they all doing shit, they all think they have the power and they control everything. They have the police in their pocket, they have the lawyers in their pocket, they have the judges in their pocket. They could do whatever they want. They have access to vital records, your birth certificates, they have access to all of this information. And it's just like, wow, I'm an employee there. So all of my confidential information, they know. They know where I live. They know my social. They know my birthday. They know everything about me. Why? Because I've been there. I've been in the system. I'm in the system because I've worked there. So it's like you can't. I already know this shit. And then it's more than one person talking about, oh, you're a whistleblower. Oh, you spilling tea. This is not tea. This is facts that's happening. And when they comment and they tell me things, oh, it's a I'm a whistleblower. Yeah, I'm a whistleblower, but I was a whistleblower from 2008 telling these people about the corruption, about the nepotism, about the money, you know, talking about talking about the money. The money is missing. The properties are missing. Cases, files are missing. Lawsuits, $1 million lawsuits are missing in the courthouse. Who has access to it? Is the people in the courthouse have access to those files. They're the only ones with the access. but you can't get it unless you have a death certificate, unless you have proof of something. They're forging the documents, they're doing stuff there. Then I'm telling you that they're doing stuff in the courthouse, then they cover it up in the courthouse because they're part of the problem. I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck? What can I do? Like, I don't, that's why I'm talking about it on YouTube. I'm talking about it on YouTube. My confidential information has been compromised. They have it. They have all of my information. I am aware. I know, whatever, the job. I'm suing because of, what was I suing for? It wasn't even because of the things that's happening in the job. I was suing because of my paperwork being sabotaged, my license being sabotaged, my job application being sabotaged. That's what I'm suing for. The file has 405 pages of incidents, information, and contacts of people I kept in touch with, and I was letting them know what was going on. They never did anything. They never did anything. Nothing was ever done because they were part of the problem. You know, when I went to the manager, I thought this person was my friend. I bugged out looking crazy, but that's from Blackmagic. That's from Blackmagic. Nobody eyes is like that. That's from doing Blackmagic, you know. But you gotta play stupid. You gotta play stupid if you wanna, you want to get a stupid person to tell you what the fuck is going on. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna tell me, oh, this is bigger than what you think it is. That's what they told me. This is bigger than what you think it is. Like, you complaining about little shit. Like, whatever they got going on is bigger than what my paperwork and all this is. It's a big deal. Everyone's a part of it. You can't prove it. They all gonna cover for each other. They're all gonna lie for each other. It's a fucking system. They told me that when I was an employee and I was filing the complaints, like, it's not going to go anywhere. They already knew, but it's like, I'm by the book kind of person. I follow the rules. This is what I'm supposed to do. If something is wrong, you're supposed to bring it to someone's attention. You're supposed to bring it to management. They don't hear you, go someone above them. Go. You have to keep it. You have to bring it to everyone's attention. Once I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere, I just quit. I resigned. I was like, I don't have time for this. It was so big. The corruption is so deep. I was like, there's nothing I can do about it because it runs so deep and everyone is a part of it, you know? But people are making the videos and people are commenting, oh, you're a whistleblower. Oh, tread lightly. Like, I knew what the fuck I was doing back in 2008. I knew what I was doing. They was always watching me. They was always doing stuff to me. That's why I was always by my fucking self. Always by myself. I don't tell people my business. I don't tell people what I'm doing. I don't hang out with nobody. It's because, shit is going on. I can't prove it. Nobody's gonna listen to me. This is just how it is. This is how it is. So and now I'm talking about it online, and they're like, "Oh, read lightly." Like, I'm not gonna put two and two together. I'm not gonna put two and two together. Like, everybody's a part of this shit. Everybody knows what's going on, but they don't say nothing because they have ties to this money. All this money that's missing, and nobody does their job, and nobody fucking cares. And this is just the way the government is. And it's like, what you gonna do? The FBI or whoever else probably is aware, and they probably get their team not to look into it. So they don't look into it because I'm like, yo, this RICO crimes have been since the 1970s. This has been going on 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010. Now we're in 2025 and nobody decided to look into the courthouse. Nobody. All I can say is nobody looks into shit until people die. Like, it's not magic. Like, somebody has to die. Like, somebody has to get out of here. Something has to happen. And the only time people look into shit is when people fucking die. And I'm like, Now they're gonna look, and they're gonna look at all these files from all these years ago. Now you're gonna look at this shit and be like, oh my god, we should have been looked into this shit. And it's like, it's just the stupidity. It's the fucking stupidity. Like, this is why I'm not there. I can't take it. But when people say, oh, they don't like whistleblowers, you know what they do to whistleblowers? Yeah, I know what they do to them, but no one has done anything. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for somebody to come to me and say something. People come in their dirty suits and they start talking and making conversation. And it's like they think that I don't know. I am in the South Bronx. I am in the hood. Somebody coming at me, trying to be trying to be like a politician, and I already know how they are. They're dirty and they're connected. They're connected to the criminals. So and then they hide whatever they do with the dirty politician. So it's like, who you gonna vote for? You gonna vote for a dirty politician, or you gonna vote for someone that's actually gonna do something for the people in the neighborhood? Or you're gonna get a dirty politician that's gonna work for the criminal, and they're gonna keep the neighborhood fucked up. Like, that is just so much bigger than what I think it is. Whatever I'm writing, whatever I wrote in here, it's bigger than the lawsuit. It's bigger than me. Whatever's going on is bigger than me. It's not about me. It's about the fucking system. It's it's bigger than everything. It's all this money, all this power, and then they take it. Black magic is used to put up illusions so you don't see it, so you don't check, so you don't do your job. That's your job, to check, to investigate, to do something, but you don't do nothing. Then you want to get on me. Oh, you telling, or you're the whistleblower, or that's why they did that to you. And it's just like, that's a part of the problem. Like, you're a part of the problem because you allow it. You don't want to say nothing. Like, you know what the problem is, but you don't say nothing. That makes you a part of the problem. Oh, all this stuff is happening to you because you saying something. I am well aware, and I can handle myself. I can handle myself, you know, and I already know. Only time anyone ever listens or look up any kind of information is when people die. When people die, something happens, a terrible accident or a crime. Yeah, that's the only time they look into shit. That's the only time they feel they need to start looking into shit. And then they start finding all this information, and it's dated years ago. And it's like, wow, nobody looked into this shit. You let all this shit happen, and they could have been did something, but they did nothing, because somebody has to die. Somebody got to die. That's just how it goes. That's how it goes. All the fucking crimes, all the crimes in the US, someone has to die in order for them to look up the information or even look at the case. Somebody has to die. A lot of people already died from the black magic. Whatever. This is not my problem. Like, Index 1021 2024. This is injustices within the court system, the unified court system, because it's general. It's for everyone within the court system. I'm suing the Bronx Supreme Courthouse directly because I know that courthouse and I know the people in the courthouse. So it's like, you know, but I know I am aware of the comments. I am aware of whatever feedback I'm gonna get. The whistleblower is not the first time. It's not the second time. It's like, that's what they would call me because I'm bringing attention to their dirty little secrets. Look into this shit, or you're gonna let someone else die. Like, somebody gonna die, and nobody gonna do anything. They're just gonna let it happen. Be like, oh my god, I don't know why this happened, and it's like, wow. Like, I put all this information. I give all the information. I give the detailed information, the codes, the index number. I give you every fucking thing, and they still do nothing. And I'm just like, wow. So I let people comment. I let them comment. Let them say how they feel. Let me know how you really feel. Oh, I'm wrong for calling out the bullshit. I'm wrong for telling people what they're not doing, you know? So I'm wrong for that, you know. I'm wrong for wanting people to do their fucking job. Do your job. That's what you get paid for. Nobody wants to do their job. Nobody wants to look up shit. Nobody wants to correct the issue. Oh, but the problem is bigger than my complaint. That's what I was told. It's bigger than this. They're not going to listen to you. They're not going to look into that. They never did. They never did. All the complaints I filed, they never looked into anything. And I give the name, I give the title, I give the information, the time, the date, the location. I give the information, and they don't do anything because they got the whole system is in their pocket, and I'm just like, what am I gonna do? They have my information to make my life hard. My social, my birthday, my residence, my this. They know everything about me. Why? Because I work there. You know, whatever. You know, justice for injustices. That's all I want. I just want somebody to do their job. That's all I want. Somebody is going to do their job today. Somebody's going to look into this shit. Somebody's going to figure out, oh my God, it's bigger than what's in the fucking file. It's bigger. Everybody's connected. Everybody's doing some fuck shit. I'm not the only one. I'm just the only one talking about it. But, you know, who is going to do their job today? Wednesday. I don't have time. Let me continue to do my return to senders in another video. My nose is itching, my skin is peeling. I look so tan. But it's just like, wow, these comments. What they called me a whistleblower. That's what they said, a whistleblower. Oh, well, that's why all this stuff is happening. That's why, because I'm telling on them. That's why they don't help me, because I'm telling on them. And oh, you know what they do to whistleblowers? Yeah, I know what you sound like, and you sound like a part of the problem that I'm trying to bring attention to. I don't have time for this shit. If you're gonna do something, do it. Do it. If you're gonna sit there and just talk and you're gonna try to scare, you can't scare me. Nothing fucking scares me. The black magic, all the shit, it doesn't scare me. Leave it alive. Bye.